Tonight's feature artist is massive. Like we said at the top of the show, one of the best bands this country has produced for a very long time. Love these guys. 2 bits, and I'm not ashamed to say it at all. This is their second album, Destination Somewhere. 10 tracks for about 40 minutes. Like I said, second album from Earache Records. It's going to be released in April, so we're ahead of the curve on this one. This right here is one of only 2 physical copies as we film this in the country. So check that out. Fuck yous, we got it and you don't.
Massive, zoom in.
Yep, and then zoom back out toward us.
Tiny.
There we go.
Now it's as small as Brad Ma. Love you, mate.
Now, like I said, this is being released in April. They're doing a launch gig, I think it's the 23rd of April at the Evelyn Hotel. They're also doing a campaign for pre-release to try and help this album to chart. There's a massive campaign about that. So please do, we'll have the details on our Facebook page. Please go to that and check it out because it's very important that we all get on the pre-order campaign for this one. Because if we can make this chart, it'll show Triple M they're not fucking right. Anyway, who wants to go first on the review?
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right, go Dave.
Second albums are hard. You run the risk of giving your first album part 2 or experimenting too much and alienating your fans.
Yeah.
I'm happy to say with Destination Somewhere, I wrote Anywhere here, but it's Destination Somewhere. Massive have found the perfect balance between the two.
Yeah.
They're still very much Massive, but they have expanded on their sound. There's some very cool intros to some of these songs, like Blood Money Blues and The Way It's Always Been. They're kind of quiet at moments, kind of strips the band back, but then it bursts into what you would expect with Massive. I won't chew up the time by saying every song's a standout and listing them all, but every song is a standout. But I will mention that Made of Stone, if you had your alarm set to the radio and you woke up to this song, you would just kick off your day with a fucking great vibe. It's just got that feel-good, upbeat feel, and it's like that through the whole album. Beaten Dog, it's the closing track, and it's a bit of a step in the new direction for them, and I love that they closed the album with this.
It's got the new guitarist doing the vocals on that one.
Yeah, it's very cool. Brad's doing some backup vocals on there.
Yep.
Yeah. Everything about this album has stepped up. The performances from the band, the songwriting, and the overall sound. It sounds great. 9 out of 10. I'd give it 10, but I want to see what the third album's going to bring, so I'm holding off the 10 for that.
Wow. Okay.
Well, fuck yeah, I've been keen for this album.
Yeah.
Long time coming.
Regular
The band has too.
regular Hard Rock Show viewers should know Massive by now. If you don't, well, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, you should be watching this more often.
It's rock and fucking roll at its finest. The production on this is huge. My only gripe with it would be that the vocals are way too loud and in front of everything. At
That's
least,
the style.
yeah.
Pretty sure Ricky rated this one.
Check them out live if you haven't yet. They're fucking great, and so is this album. I gave it an 8.5 out of 10. Standouts were Sinking Ship, The Fall, Made of Stone, and The Way It's Always Been.
We're all going to cross over on picks here. I'm going to stop the timer because we're going to go over time anyway. This does, to me, pick up right where they left off with the first album. I reckon this is really done well. It's real swinging rock and roll. There's a great rhythm and groove to this. Great production, as always, for me. So I'm pretty sure it was Ricky Ray, but he is the man for this sort of stuff. The new lead guitarist, he fits right in and brings something special and unique to this band. He has really added to the flavour of it in a big way. Growth. Like you said, Dave, there is growth on this, but they have
All over
stayed
it.
true at the same time.
Still
There's
massive.
nothing forced about this at all. They just are them, and it's a natural step in the right amount. They've done it the right way. The title track, Destination Somewhere, is this band. It equals this band in every capacity, from the theme of the song to the sound of it, everything. That is this band, I reckon. And that's saying something. For the second album to find their song, I reckon that's it for me. Nice southern sort of touches and influences in the guitar work. I found that to be a nice switch. The road. Being on the road has taught this band really well. And the fact they've written these songs on the road or sort of put them together and they're sort of going to the studio when they've come off the road.
It's
And
all
then
over it.
they're back at... They're doing this old school and I love that approach. I reckon it really works. This band is onto something. Live, these songs would go over in a heartbeat. I reckon they'll smash it live.
Yeah.
The only thing this album is missing is another track like Ghost for me. There isn't quite that great epic ballad type moment on there, but there is some good softer moments though. Just nothing quite as up there as that one. Great stuff overall. I gave it a 9.5 out of 10. I reckon all of us, even Jimmy did a review from his, we dragged him out of his hospital bed. We've all loved this one. Sinking Ship, One for the Road, The Fall, Made of Stone, Destination Somewhere. We'll go to the interview, give you a clip, come back and wrap up tonight.
We've been joined tonight yet again by two members of Massive. How are you?
Hello.
Very good.
Well, very well.
Very well. So for those that don't know, for that have been living under a rock, introduce yourselves and what part of the band you are.
Hello, I'm Brad. I'm the guitarist and lead singer.
Jared, I play the drums.
You're here today to talk about a few things, but let's first kick off with, it's been about roughly a year exactly since you were here last. So what have you been up to in the last year?
Well, I mean, we've been doing a lot, but mainly our album.
Yep.
We've finished a new album, and we've got that out ready to be thrown out there in the world. So our new album's called Destination Somewhere, and it's out April 22nd, and we're pushing everyone right now to get on board and pre-order it. Obviously, with pre-ordering, it goes to the first week of sales. So we want everyone to really push it, and then tell your rock and roll mates to look out for it. And if we can knock one manufactured pop artist off the top 100 and get us up in there, that'll be fucking rad, hey? I guess.
And then we've just been touring the rest of the year.
Yeah. I mean, we've been touring a lot. We've been playing everywhere, living in a van, but...
Toured with the Jets last year, which was killer. A couple of months on the road with them. It was pretty crazy stuff. It was good.
What was it, like 30 shows or something?
Yeah.
We drove from... We drove... It was the East Coast, but we drove the whole way, and the whole thing was like 20,000 kilometres. Like, we drove to Cairns from Albury. It was some of the biggest fucking drives you can imagine.
The main reason for you being here, and no, you can't see properly, but we'll show it better in the actual episode. This is one of only 2 copies in the country right now, so stick that up. Yeah, we've got it. You don't. Your new album, Destination Somewhere. I guess, tell us about it and the campaign you've got going on to try and hype this up a bit more with the charts and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's 10 rock and roll songs on one album. It's us right now. The album is basically us travelling wherever the fuck we have to go to get our music heard. And that's the basis of the Destination Somewhere. We wrote, this is the album we wrote on the road, Every
song was written in all around Europe, a couple of them, and around Australia. It's just,
the first album was the first 11 songs we ever wrote, and it was me and Jared in an attic, and it wasn't really a band. This is the first time we've actually been, living on the road and doing something about it. So, it feels like it's a real complete thing, and we're really proud of it. Like, I think it's a great album. Like, I'm happy that it's come out like this. So we've started up at a Facebook event, and we're really pushing it hard because we've set it up as pre-order, so you can pre-order it as of right now, anywhere in the world, from web stores or from iTunes or Google Play. And as you know, pre-orders go to the first week of sales, and we're not big enough to knock Adele off top, number 1. But if we can rally enough rock and roll fans to pre-order this, we're thinking we can chart somewhere. So start up at a Facebook event, and we want every rock and roller to get on it and pre-order it. And if you can't, at least tell every rock and roller to get on board. So we'll see what happens, man. We've got enough lead time to hopefully get enough people behind it and pre-order this album. It's simple as that.
You've also got lined up for this year Hard Rock Hell. That must feel pretty fucking good to you guys, but I guess tell us about it and how it feels to get onto that lineup.
We did it 2 years ago now.
Yep.
And the guy that runs it, he loved us. He came to a lot of our shows in the UK last tour, and he couldn't wait to see us. And we had a really good spot last time. We were on stage 2, but we were the last band on. And at Hard Rock Hell, it's a big community. Like, it's a big giant campsite where everyone stays for 3 days, and they all live together on tents and cabins. And it doesn't matter if you're on the big stage or the small stage, everyone's there. And this year we've we've upgraded to stage 1. We're on the main stage in the big fucking room, and it's gonna be huge. It's gonna be thousands and thousands of people, but you know, it's cool. It means we get to go back to the UK. It means we're definitely going back to the UK this year.
It's
and
good to have it locked in.
yeah, it means we can stop spending all our money and know we've got to start saving some cash and get over to the UK.
And it's also cool. We're going to be playing with Glenn Hughes, our old
Yeah.
mate from a couple of years ago. So that'll be cool to see him again. He's one of the headliners. So
He was our first big support.
Yeah.
As massive. So
yeah, it'd be cool to see
and
him play. He's one of the best performers you'll ever see in your life.
Something I not only like to touch on, but also commend you on is your work ethic. You guys have been, especially in Australia, the miles you've got to put in so many different shows. It's huge in comparison to what you've got to do in Europe to do the same amount of shows. So one, just commend, like, you've done so well. So congratulations for the work ethic you've displayed. But what does that work ethic mean to you guys?
It just has to be done. There's no like, it's not really do we do it or not. It's just that's what we're doing. We have to. If you don't, you're not going to go anywhere. You get in the van and you just drive. You take off and you go to where the gig is. Doesn't matter if it's in Cairns or Perth or wherever. You just fucking drive there and play.
yeah. It's
You find the money to do it and you just do it.
people go, it's work ethic. No, it's just what we do. Like we're not setting out to be like hard workers. We just do it anyway. Like it's
You got to throw everything at it that you possibly can. And that's
a lot of bands use excuses like it's going to cost too much money, or it's I'm going to lose my job, or my partner's not going to like it. Fuck it, get on the road, do it. Like this is if you love music that much and you want to do it for the rest of your life, it's not even a question.
Yeah,
You
your
just
job
do it.
or your partner or the money won't stop you if you want to do it that bad.
You just it's actually not a question. It's just you go. Like we drove to Cairns.
So on that note, what is next for Massive over the next 12 to 18 months?
Plenty of touring,
Yeah.
which is about to start.
Where-
And yeah, back overseas, touring around Australia with the Jets, I think, in the next few months. The States is looking like it's a possibility this year, so that's exciting because we've never actually sort of been there. We've been there very briefly when we started out, but proper touring wise, we haven't done it, so that's going to be cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Rick, our manager, is over in the US right now, and he's trying to lock in some dates for us. So, and then he's going to the UK to finish booking the rest of our tour for over there. So, we've got the Jets in May that we're doing, which is as this goes there, probably an exclusive. No one knows that yet. We haven't announced it anything, but so
There you go.
it might be out already. I'm not sure. We'll see how it goes. But so we've got the Jets in May, and then we've got the UK later in the year, and we've got this big gap in the middle. So we're trying to fill it with America. So we want to fill this year up with touring. We don't want to be sitting on our asses doing nothing. We want to be playing rock and roll to new people and making new friends. So hopefully it happens.
For those watching, we're doing something different this year. We've had a taste of it before. We're going to do it again, and that is we're going to ask the bands to put something in the bin, and you all know the bin. So, for
Nice
you guys,
bin.
it is.
Well
It's
done.
it's a great prop. Jimmy's very proud of it.
The bin.
Jimmy did that himself too, by the way.
Oh, I thought it'd come like that. That's great.
So, over to you guys. What do you want to put in the bin this week?
Well,
What do you want to put in the bin?
Well, I was thinking, we'll go something serious, but I reckon we should put the negativity of music in the bin. That sounds very deep, doesn't it? But
What does that mean? I didn't even get it.
I just think that like everyone's fighting to get to the top. They're clawing their way to the top, and it's bullshit. We're just fucking mates that like music. So everyone in the scene that isn't happy with somebody else, or or thinks it's fucking their shit and we're better, or anything, fucking drop it and just enjoy the music that we all make. And I can't physically throw negativity in the bin, so I'll put this beer bottle in the bin. How's that?
That's cool.
There you go. I physically put a beer bottle in the bin, but let's all be fucking mates and enjoy rock and roll together, because that's what we all enjoy.
And if
How's
you don't
that?
like a band, cool, but don't fucking broadcast it to the world. Just leave them alone.
Just just accept that
Just
music
let
is
'em be.
is an opinion. You don't have to like everything. You can just.
Paul
You like what
McCartney
you
said
like.
it best. Let it be. Just let it be.
He did say it.
If someone hates something, just fucking leave them alone.
Yeah.
Just
Hey.
hate them, but be quiet about it. Put the hate in the bin.
Hate in the bin. There you go.
There you go.
Hate's in the bin.
Well, thank you very much for coming out tonight, guys. Hope you've enjoyed it and a pleasure having
Thank
you
you
out
for
here
having
as
us.
always. Yeah.
Yeah,
We
man.
love being here.
Rad.
It's great. Great. It's awesome what you do, man. We love
Yeah,
being
dude.
here.
Cool. Well, good luck with everything coming up too.
You too.
So,
Cheers, man.
thanks.
Cheers, man. I threw my beer in the bin.